Good afternoon, guys. So today, kind of in the last sessions of augmented reality. So for today, I'm gonna discuss about user interface. So basically, how to make a button, text, and how to manipulate the camera. And after user interface, I would like to talk a little about the entrepreneurship factor. So you have to solve your product, right? So without further ado, let me share my applications. First, share my desktop first. So, what gonna talk today is, wait a second, please. Okay. I want to talk about how to make a menu actually. So, well, we're gonna talk about user interface, specifically, but as an implementation, I'm gonna make a menu here. There's a menu that I've made before. I'm gonna delete it first so you guys can follow me after. It's or I just make a new scene then. Okay. So I'm gonna make a new scene. For the user interface, I'm gonna make a new scene. Where's the scene? Okay. So this my new scene. So before I'm going further into the user interface, so please keep in mind that I already make an AR scene before here. This is my AR scene. So what I'm gonna do is to make a main menu that after I touch the button, whether it's start, about, or etc., it will go after the main application. I mean the AR one. Okay. So I'm kind of back at the so this is what we got: main camera and directional light. So we are not using again the Fuforia AR camera because we're kind of concentrate on the user interface. So we don't need this all of these Fuforia assets, just the basic asset that Unity already provided with. So first of all, to access the UI, you can right click here and then you can press or choose the UI. The UI, you can see there's a lot of an object below the UI came objects. You got a text, image, raw image, button, to go, slider, scroll bar, drop down until the event system. So you can so for today I'm gonna make a text, image, and button, and beside all of those three things you can try it by yourself. I'm gonna give you a website to learn these other three things. Okay, so okay, first thing first, all of the UI user thing first always save and canvas. So everything that you want to make, either it's text, image, button, toggle, slider, they have to be put under the canvas. So take example here, take a canvas. So you can make canvas by right click on UI, user interface, and choose the canvas. So each time you create a canvas, you'll so pardon me. So for each time you create a canvas, you'll be automatically created by the Unity and event system. What is event system? Event system is actually an automatic script that make you able to do an interaction. So take example, if you want to click a button, then this button will be redirected to the event system like that. So we got a canvas. So this I'm gonna talk a little about the inspector here at the right side. I'm gonna move it in to the left side here. So this is the inspector of canvas. So in canvas we got several things. We got three things. I mean, we got a canvas scaler, and graphic array caster. So I'm gonna talk about these two, basically canvas and canvas scaler. For the graphic array caster, basically we don't have to touch anything from these settings or from this inspector. So we're gonna talk about these two. So first thing is about the canvas. We got a canvas here, and the first list we got a render mode. So each time we create a canvas, so like examples, before I talk about the inspector further, I'm gonna try to make another object inside the canvas UI. Take example for button. So for the canvas, we can choose a render mode. What is render mode? So basically, render mode is each object that inside all object that inside the canvas will be rendered. So the base of the render thing you can choose from these three options. So let's talk about the overlay. So overlay, the default from the Unity will be chosen as a screen space overlay here. So for overlay, all of the objects inside the canvas will be placed on top of the camera. So whenever you move your camera, the objects will be still there. So take an example here. I have a main camera and I move it. You can see at my game tab, the button isn't going anywhere. I mean, well, that's the overlay because you put the canvas on top of the camera. You can take a look at my scene here. This canvas. Can I zoom it? Well, this canvas. This canvas in this button. Yeah, it's basically the camera. And when I moved, so neither the canvas or the button are being moved. So that's what overlay about. So let's go back to the canvas. Oops, sorry. And I have we have a pixel perfect here. So pixel perfect is for if you have so for user interaction, we are gonna have a lot of image inside of the canvas, right? So when you want your image to be more, I mean, look smoother than your actual image, you can choose this pixel perfect. So pixel perfect will smoothing the most outer line of the image. That's pixel perfect. And we got a sort order. Well, this we can use this, but this order. If you have more than one object here, you can choose the order by typing here. And basically that's three things that you need to know, and we're gonna choose the other one, I mean the render mode. We're gonna choose and try the camera one. So gonna move on to the screen space camera. Oh yeah, I forgot about this overlay. So either overlay of or camera, whenever you're trying to, I mean, whenever the screen size of your device is changing, the canvas will be will be changing too. That's the important things to know about these two render mode, got screen space overlay and camera. So I'm gonna move to the camera. So for camera, it's not a lot of difference, but you can maybe you can see, or maybe you can take a look at this scene. So for the camera, we're gonna place the canvas in front of camera. I mean, yeah, in front of camera basically. So what I'm gonna do here, we got a different setting here under the pixel profile. We got a render camera. So basically, we just have to drag and drop our main camera here to the render camera. So you can take a look at my canvas. It is moving into the new positions, which is in front of the camera. I'm gonna move a little bit my scene, so you can take a look. This my canvas little one, and then this camera. So the canvas itself in front of the camera. And yes, so where is my camera again? Yep. So this is for this is the difference between the screen space overlay and screen space camera. And for the other thing beside of the canvas placement, well, doesn't have any difference between these two. So when you are using camera, either a camera or overlay, you can move your canvas, right? You can see, you can take a look at the rect transform is being locked. You can move it your canvas anywhere. You can just basically move the object inside the canvas itself, like the button up and down like this. For the render, it doesn't have that much different with the overlay. Basically, yes, the machine will be rendered your objects through the camera. So the difference is only that if your camera has a perspective, because we have a two projections of camera, where it's perspective and orthographic. If your camera is perspective, then it will be rendered as perspective. It means that if you have an object in front of camera, it will be looked at smaller object. When it's near, it will be bigger than when it's at the behind. So we got an orthographic here. So basically that's the difference between camera and overlay. And we got the last thing here is world space. So for the main menu, we are rarely using world space, because world space will be rendered your canvas like the other 3D in your hierarchy. We got a hierarchy here, right? So this render mode will be make the canvas treated as the other 3D object that we made. For example, if I have a 3D object cube here, then where's my cube? Then the canvas will be treated like, actually maybe just another 3D objects you made. So the canvas will be treated as a 3D objects in role splits. So basically you can move the canvas into the three positions X, Y, and Z. You can move it behind, and yeah, you can move it anywhere as long as the three axis on. This means that this canvas is treated as 3D objects. Yep, that's basically the difference between these two render image. And that's for the canvas, and we got a canvas scaler here. So for canvas scaler, you can, maybe I will show it to you later with using my background and my button. So this for, we got a reference, we got a scale factor here. So if you want to scale your image or your object, you can change this number here. And for the reference pixels, so it is scaled too. So if you want to make your own object to be bigger or smaller, you can type it here. So that's all thing about canvas. So let me delete my canvas and so the thing is, whenever we are trying to make an base object UI like the text, image, raw image button, it will be automatically placed inside the canvas. Although we are not make we were not make any canvas before. So take a look at this. So there's no canvas, and if you make an UI, it will be created automatically by the Unity. Where's my button? Yes. This one. Okay, so this pretty much will do. So for right now, I'm gonna try to make an text first. So, and I'm gonna use the overlay. Okay, before I forget, let me delete my asset first. So this is the text, and the inspector part of the text is not this difficult thing. Basically, you can just have to type your text here, hello world, and you can choose the font size here. You can change the font size. So 50 or 20 or yep, you can change the font size, font style, and the font itself. If you have your own font, you can just place your font into the assets folder and then import it here by usually drag and drop it to the font column here. And we got a paragraph if you want to align your text maybe. And we got a wrap if you have a word and you want to wrap it up, you can wrap. And yeah, that's basically the thing. And you can make a tag here if you like PR and pull. I forgot when you want to maybe forget like this. Yes. If you want manually to change the style of the text, you can type by, if you want to make it bold manually, you can type P here. And if you need any reference to this manual, you can go to the Unity documentation and search for the text UI. You will be redirected there. Yep. Well, you can take a look at yourself in the internet. Yeah, that's for the text. And let's try another UI. We got an image here. So let me delete the text source. Oh, or just, I'm gonna disable my object. So when I mean disabled, you can turn off this check button on the inspector like this. It means that it disabling your object. Okay. So for image, I'm gonna take a background. So this is my background. If you have your own background base, take the same way when you are importing to your Unity, like what I do here. So for example, I got a PJ menu here, and I'm gonna drag and drop in here. So before I'm going further, so I'm gonna straight to make a main menu right now. So when before I'm going further, I'm gonna give you a little of tips before we're going further into make the main menu. So you are in a team, right? So you have your own work area. I mean, there's someone who concentrate in the Unity, and there's someone who concentrate on the design and etc. So whenever you want to make easy, I mean, if you want your work to be a lot of easier, because we are targeting this application for your own device, so you might want your artist to make the assets for your environment. For example, like this, I have a background menu, splash, or etc. Whatever you or want to place on your application. So example, I got a 3 button and 1 icon, and the other one is the background. So all of this thing, make sure that you say it to them, I mean your own artist, to make the size like your device size. I mean, if you're gonna place it on the Samsung Galaxy, then make the image the same size with the Samsung Galaxy. So for me, for my case, I make this size equals to the Samsung Galaxy Tab, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Samsung Galaxy Tab. The serial is SMP355. So I was asking him to make an image that the dimensions is, oh, we got here. Yes, it was 769 in width, and the head is 125, 24. 1000, sorry. Yeah, so that's basically goes for the button 2. So the button 2 itself have a same size for each size. So you may want your artist to work on your assets first. So what you're gonna do after this is just setting them on the Unity. So I already drag and drop my background in the Unity, and for now I'm gonna drag this button. So basically you have to drag and drop the buttons onto the sets of Unity, and if you want to make your own folder, that's fine. Main menu. Yeah, gonna move my system. Yeah, so take a look at this first. We got an image here, so I'm gonna refer to here. So after you are importing your assets to your Unity, you can directly place it under the object that you want. I mean, when you drag and drop the object, it can be done like this. But before that, you have to setting up through the inspector. So what I mean inspector is you can just click at your object, and so basically all of the object under the canvas is sprite and UI. So you might want your object or your assets to be a 3D sprite, 2D sprites and UI. So let's see what I'm talking about. So we got a texture type here. So you might want to use this one, sprite 2D and UI. So after that, click apply, and let's take a look back at the image. Then you can drag it to the image menu. So the first thing is to set the inspector up. Yeah. And if you want to take a look at your actual size, I mean the image, so your own image, just click the native size. So this is our native size. So this would be well, I don't know myself. It is it going to be fit in the my device or not? But the first thing that you have to do for the setting is before after you are setting the inspector, you have to set the aspect here in the game tab. So you basically have to make your own aspect. So like me, I made my own aspect here, Samsung SMP355. So if you want to make your own device aspect, you can choose the add new item here by clicking this plus icon and give it a name. Like for me, Samsung Galaxy Tab. Yes. Oops, sorry. Samsung Galaxy Tab. I got the ratio is 766 and 1024. Yep. So no. Okay, the thing is we got I got two kind of different ratio here. So if you want to make your device is landscape, yeah, landscape, you have to put the highest number in the left. So take a look at this one. So if you want to make the device landscape, then the highest number is on the left side, like this. So just choose what orientation that you want main menu to be shown up. Either it is landscape or portrait. Just choose either of this one. Well, if you want your main menu to be can be changed into those two resolutions, that will be fine, but I would recommend it just one. Then if you want to make a portrait, then make the highest number on the right side, like this. Yep. And just click OK. Oops, I got this size wrong. Let me edit. Wait, doesn't matter. Okay, so it's first things that you have to make. or you have to set. You make your own free aspects, and then yeah, you can set the inspector here, and gonna set my other object here to be a sprite. Okay, that will do. So this for the background that we have for the menu. 6. Yep. If you made a mistake, you can edit here by click this one. And image, the position is already okay. Okay, after this one we got an image, right? This image does basically that you all have to do in your image, and let's make a button right now. So for making button is going to UI and choose a button, and because I wouldn't need the text, I just delete the text because I will use the image that I have provided with here. I got 3 buttons, right? So let me rename here to be B start. So the things that you have to do is just to drag this image to the image script here under the button inspector. Yep, and don't forget to click the set native size. And you can move this button actually. Yep, like this. And I'm gonna make another button. We got about, and we got exit button. So I have to do the same way like this, the button start. It's the exit, and for about, yep. That's for about. And exit, yep. That's basically when you want to make a menu item and want to place in your button. You want to your work to be easier, then make sure that you have assets that have the same ratio with your device. Yep. We got our main menu here. Yep. So after this, I'm gonna move on to the scripting. So if you have any questions, just please type into the chat column, or you can type into the Q&A column. So I'll give you 5 minutes, and I'm gonna take a water first. Yeah, my throat going dry. Oh yes, okay, while I'm waiting for the questions, I'm gonna change this canvas because I already said that we have 3 type of render mode, right? I'm gonna change to the camera right here, and gonna place my camera, and we got We got our canvas here. Well, it doesn't have any difference, right? Yeah, that's basically things. So please, if you have any questions regarding what I'm doing until now, you can ask to me, and we're gonna move into the scripting for the pattern after this. Yeah, I'm back. So I got a question sir, from Esperanza. Are you going to explain how to move another? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. I will show to you, but how to move from no move. I'm going to whenever you are click the button, you'll go into the other scenes. That basically I will do after this. Okay. So let's get started with scripting. So let's talk about button. So in button, you got an inspector that consists of image, button, Yes, basically these two things, and the other one is Rex transform, the one that you already know. So besides this Rex transform, we got image strip that contain an image from your own image maybe, or from the other sets, and the other one is script. Basically, you can just change the color here when you are highlighted, when it pressed, and when it's disabled. You can change all this color here. And it's not a hard thing, and you can try it in your own way. But the things that I want to show you is about this on click. So the button have a method, or behavior, that make us able to click the button, or interact, make an interaction with the button. So let's take example about the first button I got start, like what I got here. Yeah. So what I want to do is, when I click, or when I touch this button, then I want to be redirected at my AR applications, or AR skin. Skin, I know, I mean scene. Yep. So what I have to do is to make a script for those instructions. You just have to create a C# script, say button interaction. Yeah. So I already made one script here, and can open it through the Visual Studio. Okay, we have got the button interaction here. So for button instructions, we will not use these two method anymore. So, well, if you want to delete, that's fine. Then what I'm gonna to do is I'm gonna make my own method by type it here, public void change scene, like this. And yeah, I'm just printed out the word here. So this is basically that you have to do with your script. So the first thing is you have to make your own method, and then you put you put this you put the other method inside this method. So after you make a script, Okay, so after you make a script, then you have to make another object for basically for containing to, yeah, you have to place your script into the object on your hierarchy basically. So by saying that, perhaps you can place it into the main camera or directional light or canvas itself, or I don't know, right? Yeah, the three things. You can place that, but for me, I will make another game object that's specially saying to trigger any event um, inside of my applications. So after I create an empty here, so if you want to create an empty object, just choose the create empty and just drag your script into those game object. Yeah, after you drag it, we can go back into the button. Got a button start, right? So here in the inspector, we can add some method. So you can see here, we have to drag our object here. So I have a trigger here, my empty cam object. And then after that, you can choose this drop down box and choose the script that we have already made before. The name of the script is button interaction, and choose the method, your own method that you already made. For me, I'll look for it. Where's mine? Oh, okay. I got a change scene, so I choose this one. So if this works well, so whenever I click start, so in my console tab, it will say the scene changed. So let's try it. Oh, my button is gone. Forgot to turn into the overlay. Yeah. Let's try it once more. So when I'm clicking start, so this is what I cut. Yep, the scene changed. Yeah, we made it. So that works. My script works. So I'm gonna make a method that let us to go to the other scene. So for this method, you have to use another collections that will be placed under Unity Engine and scene management. And after you are typing this using blah blah blah, and inside the change scene, okay, let me copy paste this. Okay, like this, and if we want our scene to change, then we have to use scene manager dot load scene. We got a load scene here, dot load scene, and inside load scene you can type the name of your scene that you want to be changed at. So take an example. I have another scene. My main application is on May AR stem. This is my main applications. So I'm gonna copy paste this scene, the name I mean. So I have to put it here like this, and we got a scene forgot. Either it's load scene model dot, yes. So you have to put this load scene model behavior or method. We got load scene model. You can choose between additive and single. The only difference is if single, it will just run just one scene. So I mean, if you are going from this scene, so it is originally from this learning UI scene, right? And after I click the start button, it will go to the May AR stem 2017. So if you are using a single, then after you click a start button and then the scene, the My AR stem 2017 appear, then this scene, then this main menu scene will be closed. If you are using additive, it will be still opened, this main menu scene. So you can just choose from those two options. So after I change or after I type this method, the other things that I have to do is to oh yeah, we gotta build settings and we have to add our open scenes inside the scenes here. So if you haven't add your scenes into this build, you might have you might want to add this scene by open the scene and then add open scenes like what I do right now. So like you can see, we haven't see any of my scene, I mean this learning UI scene here, right? So I just have to click this add open scene and then yeah, basically that will do, and gonna save this one. And I'm gonna start my applications. I hope this works. Yeah, I think that's all what you need to change the scene. Yes, if you click start button, you will be moved to your application. Yes, this works. This, you can take a look at the Fuforia right here. It means that we are at the main application right now. Yep, that's if you want to move to another scene, that's basically that you have to do. So that's the same way when you want to, if you take example, I have a button, another button about an exit. If I want to move to the about scene, then yeah, that's the same thing when like what I did earlier. So basically you have to make a scene that containing the about scene. Yeah, and after that you can create a script that make this button enabling you to go to the about scene. Yeah, that's basically what we'll do. So that's for the button. So if you wonder if you how to make a back button, that's the same way when you make this like you make this button. I mean like I did earlier. So that's for the button and UI. I think that's the easiest way. And if you have any questions regarding that, so please just type into the chat column or Q&A sessions or Q&A column. Yeah, I will be waiting for that. And after this, I would like to talk about the entrepreneurship assessment. You have the things that you have to do after you make your application and then submit it in December. Yeah. Yeah, got questions from Esperanza. Can you upload this on YouTube tonight? Yeah, I will try. I will try to upload it tonight. Well, it means that you may cut get the link on tomorrow. Yes, if you don't have any other question regarding this main menu sessions, I'm going through to the entrepreneurship assessment. So basically, so you have to solve your products. So for the things that you can solve, can be solved is, I got a sample, either it is an AR card, a tracker for your AR applications, or it is a service to make an AR application. Well, maybe you got a service to make an AR application from, I don't know which CV that can take you to make an AR application, and maybe you can produce a key holder, sticker, or maybe a t-shirt, and then after that you can sell it to through the website or something like that. So after you got your for selling, then we are gonna need a receipt for each of your sales. So the things that you have to do is to scan the receipt or take a picture. Yes, that's the first thing. And the second thing is to make the report of case flow on everything that maybe already become your income. So for the report, we will attach it to the Telegram, so you don't have to worry. So for the report, you can see it on the Telegram, and if you want to take a look, you can see it your own screen right now. This report, you can assume name and blah blah blah, and you can take a look at the table below here. You got the date, transaction description, and price. So basically the date when you have your product sold, and the transaction description is about the things that you sold. It could be an AR card, t-shirts, key holder, or etc. like the things that I already see before, and the price. Then you got the total. This is the accumulation of your 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 selling activity until the December. So we got 2 more months, like, yeah, 2 more months to complete all of this activity. So after you already finish with your application, then don't forget to sell it. Then the most below we got an attachment. So the transaction you can attach it here, and you can send it to maybe it will be announced later. So that's basically for the entrepreneurship assessment. So for now, we will talk about the project. If you already finished the project, I mean, it's clear. It's you don't, if you don't have any error left behind and your AR application is ready to being solved, then don't forget to upload it into any website that you can upload. You can choose either it's Mediafire, Google Drive, or Mega, or anything out there. You can upload it and give the link to us. You will be provided by our team, Simeo, an online form. Then you have to fill it by the project that you uploaded at. So that's the thing. If you got any questions, I'll be waiting here. If you don't have any question, yeah, I think so. I will wait perhaps 5 minutes more. Yeah. So this file will be given to you through the Telegram. Don't worry. So you can, maybe you can, if you confused about selling, well, you can maybe ask your teacher or sell to your family, or I don't know. There's a lot of factors. Yep, Esperanza. I got questions from Esperanza. Can we sell it online? If so, what platform will be used? Yes, you can sell it online, of course. You can use whatever platform out there. Just make sure that you can take the receipt after you get an income, right? You can use any kind of platform out there. You can use Facebook, or you can use Amazon, or you can use Alibaba maybe, or you can use maybe your own country have a like online store, their online store there. That's fair. Thanks, Spencer, for asking.
Monggo. Sak iku dhewe iki.
Yes, if you have no other questions, I think I have to end the session. So thanks guys for attending our session from the start until now. If you have any questions regarding all of the training in our sessions, you can type it into the Telegram chat maybe. And for today's session, like usually we already record this video conference, so you can maybe you can check at tomorrow. We'll give it to you. So thank guys. I hope you have a great day, and yes, goodbye.
Wes, Cik. Sambil tangan waktu.